Welcome back, Outlaws. It's been a while. I was looking over what was going on with news in California and car news, and then all of a sudden, lo and behold, I discovered this wonderful little piece of information, and I want to share it with all of you. A controversial California bill, specifically SB 961, introduced by none other than State Senator Scott Wiener. And if that last name is any inclination of what kind of person he is, I'll give you a hint. Gives you great inclination of what kind of person he is, which require cars, models built, sold in California from 2027 onward to come equipped with speed governors that will prevent drivers from increasing their speed over a certain limit. Yikes. So specifically what he is introducing, let me put a pause on that right there, introducing is a piece of legislation that allows a government to install a hardcore GPS tracking system in your vehicle and an electronic governor that stops your vehicle from going over a certain speed limit depending on which geolocation you are at the time. Which means if you're on a 15 miles per hour road and there's nothing in front of you, you are only going to go a maximum of 25 miles per hour. Now, I understand some people be like, well, we do it for the children or we do it for the safety. Every time government says they're doing something for your safety or implementing controls for your safety, remove the whole safety part and then just focus on the control. That is what's going on. They are looking to control you. I've actually been more an argument of actually modernizing roads, stop closing half the damn highway with these insane expressways, these scams where they say, if you have 3 or more people, you can come drive in the fast lane. I think fast track's a giant scam. I really do. The express lanes, like, if you're electronic car and hiding all that, human trafficking, child abuse in Africa, and all that CCP controlled nonsense, you get to drive in the fast lane. Yeah, I hate to tell to you, but unfortunately, electronic cars really aren't as realistic as you would think. But anyways, I digress. So before I get too off subject, lo and behold, all law enforcement and government agencies are immediately exempt. They don't have to have those on them. Shocking, I know. Rules for you, but not for me, because I'm government. I know what's best for you. I know what's safe. Yikes. So, take a look more closely at this. That way you know I'm not just talking craziness. This is the exact location of the bill. California SB 961, 2023, introduced by Little Wiener. That was an accident. But I'm sure it's probably very, very, very accurate. Anyways, this bill will require certain vehicles commencing with the 2027 model year to be equipped with an intelligent speed limiter. Of course, government can speed limiter. Remember that. Remove intelligent, government. That would limit the speed of your vehicle to 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. The bill would exempt emergency vehicles, read government vehicles, from this requirement and would authorize the Commissioner of the California Highway Patrol to authorize the disabling of the system on other vehicles based on specified criteria. So basically, like, how certain government, and you don't think the California Highway Patrol is not politicized? Sorry, guys. They're a little political. So, once again, it's taking rights from people to choose whether or not they want to speed and putting that full control once again into government to leash everyone. But the government, who knows better than you do on everything, I'm sure, because, they don't have massive failures, massive bad planning, like, I don't know, let's see here, withdrawal of Afghanistan, that was a nightmare. Whole Afghanistan after Iraq war was a giant nightmare. Let's see here, what else have they not done well? I don't know, maybe inflation in this wonderful recession we're experiencing, just to name a few things, but let's stay focused, as we are a car channel after all. Let's see here. Yeah, I think they should be the last ones deciding whether or not your vehicle is controlled, and I don't think you should allow them to decide whether or not your vehicle should be controlled. And this is more in line with like what people are saying, where they don't want these newer cars. They're just nightmares. Like, electronic vehicles have become very unpopular within the past past couple years, simply because they're just so expensive. Their whole moral platform they sat on was actually kind of a lie. The cobalt mines being riddled with child abuse, slave labor, modern day slave labor. And honestly, they just cause a lot more pollution and long-term damage than most other things. Most other sources of pollution, i.e. oil. But of course, we don't want to talk about that because, we want to hide this thing on hold high horse. Now, that's not to say that muscle cars don't cause a lot of pollution. They do. But last time I checked, those oil rigs are run by a bunch of hardcore dudes and some dudettes that work hard for a living, not a bunch of poor child slaves. So I'll take my oil. Thank you. Anyways, There also is a plethora of other things on here, but specifically I wanted us to focus on the speed limit, the enforced speed limit. I don't think that's anything that we should tolerate at all. You should not allow the government to further control and further mandate cars, because that's what they're doing. They're bypassing your freedoms and forcing this onto the car companies. You have to meet this, or you can't sell cars in this state, or you have to meet this mandate. Otherwise, you can't like operate your business. That's the same thing they did with electric vehicles. Now a lot of the car companies are pushing back because like people don't want electric cars. They don't want to sit around for 30 minutes plus. Anyways, I don't want this to become a big giant like, oh, I hate electronic cars. I don't hate electronic cars. I just don't think they were entirely accurate about it. I know they weren't entirely not accurate, honest about it. And honestly, if it was just a natural inclination, like I've always been in favor of hybrid vehicles. You still have the freedom of gasoline, but you also have the additional battery pack to help that gas engine just operate a little better, which I've always said over and over again that Dodge should not have just thrown the V8 to the side winds, but they should have really embraced a hybrid engine, which maybe they are. I don't know. Anyways, Outlaws, just want to give you guys a quick update and not talk for too long, share my thoughts, and update the channel a little bit. See you next time.